Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G, and you guys are getting ready to watch a really great episode, episode 41 with my girl, Abby Zuniga, aka Barber Abby. I'm really excited for you guys to see this episode. She did so good, and she was so fluid in her banter between her and I, and telling her story, and I think that you guys are really gonna enjoy it. Before the episode starts, I really wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer about episode 41. Straightforward, we ran into a little bit of technical issues with the sound. My producer, Mike Hamilton with Rogue Media Network, has worked very, very hard day in and day out since we recorded to try and restore the audio files that were unfortunately corrupted during the editing process. So the video is going to sound just a little bit different than my normal episodes. I think that you guys probably won't be able to tell too much, and it might not bother you as well. Mike, again, thank you so much. He has worked very hard to make sure that it sounds as smooth as possible, and I think that you guys are going to enjoy it nonetheless. But before you think that your phones are messed up, or your laptop is messed up, or the speakers in your car are messed up, they're not. It's just going to sound a little bit different, a little bit more like this. So nonetheless, you guys are going to enjoy the episode. Abby, thank you so much for being a part of this episode. I did run it by her. I sent her a clip of the show. She was okay with it. I was okay with it. My producer was okay with it. And I hope that you guys are okay with it. Abby, you were the best. Thank you so much for being a part of episode 41. To my sponsors, to my followers, to everybody who supports this podcast, I love you all so much. And you guys are getting ready to watch a really great episode of The Public Affair. I love you all. Take care.
Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Andrew G, and welcome to episode 41 of my podcast, The Public Affair. I'm really excited to get this episode started because I got another queen in the building, darling. That's right. Before we get started, of course, I want to thank all of you guys for your support and your love for The Public Affair. Of course, to my producer, Mike Hamilton with Rogue Media Network for making this podcast, helping make this podcast really lit and awesome. And before we get started, I definitely want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors of The Public Affair. To my boy, Juan Adhon Painting. He's a family-owned local paint company that specializes in residential homes, both interior and exterior, has the best quality guaranteed. So if you need your home painted, make sure you call my boy Juan Adhon Painting. Thank you so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. Of course, to Frank Biza with B&J Refinishing. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality, offers 5-year warranty on most work, and has the best prices in town. And my boy Frank doesn't stop there. He's the biggest entrepreneur I know because he also has CoTown Tint, which is a mobile tint and detailing business, offers the best high-quality film and products, and will be all competitor prices. So if you need any of that work done, make sure you hit my boy Frank Biza with CoTown Tint or B&J Refinishing. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, Frank. Of course, to Jeffrey Monreal with Boyle Box and Audio. He focuses on installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. He's a jack of all trades. My boy Jeffrey has hooked my car up from ground up. I love Jeffrey. Thank you so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. And of course, to David Santabanez with Linear Real Estate. He's the #1 sales agent in his office to help you buy a home or sell your home. Make sure you follow him on Facebook at David with Linear. Call the number on the screen, darling, for all your real estate needs. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. More to come, darling. All right, so as I said, I have a queen in the building today. You know, I just love inviting a nice queen on the show. I know you guys really appreciate it when I have a very hot, sultry woman on the show. I'm really excited that she agreed to come on. She was recommended by a really good friend of mine, Sid the Barber from Elite Barbershop. I want to introduce my first time meeting her, and I love Miss Abby Zuniga. Barber Abby, how you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Are you excited to be here?
I am.
Yes. I'm really, first of all, I have to say thank you for coming, because when we spoke on the phone, you mentioned that, you really don't do interviews and such like that. But I guess when you watch the show, you really just kind of like, oh, this is like authentic. I'm down. And you seem like a real girl, and this is a real show. And so I have to really thank you again for taking the time to be a part of the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being you. That's what attracted me. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, real recognize real all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have to say too, the majority of my guests have been men because it's the public affair, right? And none of them ever bought, like, okay, so Abby just wanted some red wine and Cheetos, right? Very North Waco. Abby bought me a gift too. Like, no woman ever buys me gifts, okay? First of all, men don't even buy me gifts either, okay? So, okay. They usually, they get what they want and then they leave, like that guy from last week. Anyway, okay. But no, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna open it. I told him I'm gonna open it on the show. Oh my God, what is it? Oh, okay, so we got a face mask, we got a car stand. What does it smell like?
Night ice.
Night ice? I'm scared.
So similar to black ice.
Black ice?
Yeah.
Oh, black ice. Okay.
But it's called night ice.
I thought you meant black eyes. I thought you were punching bitches in their face. Okay, and then we got a mask, but COVID. And then,
Cute.
Yes, it is. Okay, so what is a bamboo toothbrush and why do I need it?
Well, because you definitely gotta brush your teeth 2 times a day.
Is it like organic or something? Or?
Well, yeah, and it has the Waco laser teeth whitening on it.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, because you do teeth whitening as well, correct?
Yes.
Well, so, and for anybody who doesn't know, Abby is a barber, which is part of the reason why I invited you on the show, because we don't have a lot of I don't know of a lot of female barbers. I'm not saying they don't exist,
right.
But there's few and far between. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, oh, I gotta have her on the show. That's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
plus she's hot. So, yeah, for sure. Oh, this is cute. Look, it looks like it's made from a bamboo. Like a panda's gonna eat it or something. Look, is that charcoal like bristles? Or?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. So it's not gonna make my teeth black, is it?
Hey.
No, okay, got it. And then I went down size, right, Abby? Okay. Let's see what she got. Extra large. She did her homework.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Okay, I thought you were gonna get me a 2X. I was gonna be a bitch.
More deserving bitch, but I am from South Waco, by the way.
Oh, why are you correcting me? My bad. Well, I didn't mean to assume, Abby, darling. Just saying. Thank you for the gift. I really appreciate it. Hey, and before we get started, can we pour up on some red wine, because it seems like it's gonna be one of those. Here, I'll be honors.
Thank you.
How did you know I love red wine?
That's one of my gifted talents.
Is it really?
To,
just kind of guess.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Here we go. I've never had this kind. This is Moscato. All right, let's do it, darling. Let's cheers to you coming on the public affair, another queen.
Thank
what is that? Oh shit. Oh girl, we're gonna drink this whole bottle, and this show is gonna be something to talk about in a couple weeks, alright? And then you can help yourself to the hot Cheetos.
Yes,
like,
I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know if you like that one or the lime one. Right? Perfect. All right, perfect. All right. So while you're pouring yourself up some Cheetos, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about who you are, just in case for anybody who doesn't know. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and all that?
Okay, well, I'm Abby.
And remember to use your outside voice because you were being shy earlier.
I am from here from Waco, Texas, born and raised, South Waco to be exact.
South Waco.
Yes. So, and I'm a barber 4 years already.
Okay.
God,
yeah.
such a blessing.
Yeah, for real.
I have 2 beautiful kids. Yes, Angel and Aliana.
How old are they?
So Angel's 16.
You have a 16-year-old?
Yes, I had him when I was 15.
Oh, girl, I was gonna say, damn, you don't look a day over 21. What you talking about? How old are you?
Okay, I'm 31.
You're 31. Okay, I'm 29. I'll be 30 this year. So yeah.
Okay. You're up there with me too.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. That's fine. Right.
Yes.
No, well, you look very, very. I was gonna say Billfish. She looks very good for a mother for that 16. He's not allowed to watch the public affair. Okay. Please.
He's already watched like one.
Oh my God, please! Because kids watch my show and they tell me how much they love it, and I'm like, why are you watching the public affair? I put on the YouTube thing, not for kids.
Not for kids. You know they don't listen.
They don't. They're kids.
They don't
Okay.
listen.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but go ahead.
No, you're good. So yeah, Angel 16, I had him when I was 15, and then Aliana 6.
Okay.
And really, ever since I had my son, this would really just kind of help me get me going.
Right. Okay. Do you think that you dealt with a lot of like adversities as a teen mom? Like, do you think that hindered you from a lot of what you wanted to do, or would you say that drove you more to be successful?
Yes, it definitely did not hinder anything.
Okay.
It drove me more. I did have a teacher that told me, she was like, you're gonna make things so difficult for yourself.
Really?
I honestly was really upset at what she said.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, you know what, it is what it is, but
yeah.
I just gotta go hard.
But yeah, because I think a lot of girls that have kids that young, I mean, there's no real direction in life, you know what I mean? And so maybe for you just channeled it differently, and we're just like, fuck that, I'm gonna go out there and be a boss bitch, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, what's on your teeth?
It's a tooth gym.
Yeah, I've never.
So I have a razor blade.
A razor blade?
Yeah.
Remind me not to kiss you. Yeah, just.
Yeah, I'll cut you.
Okay.
No, it's so cute. And
Okay.
we have tons over at Waco Laser Teeth Whitening. We also we offer the tooth gem installation.
Ooh.
We have tons. We have diamonds. We have
Yeah.
18 karat golds. Any
Okay.
kind of design. Yeah.
I need to get one. I thought about getting grills because I think that's like super gangster and I kind of want to be like Paul Wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And get like a set of like diamonds, like at the like this, like this. You know what I mean? And so, but I don't know. The tooth gems are kind of doing it for me. Like I don't know.
Definitely try it out.
I'm going
You
to.
should.
I want a big giant diamond. I want it to flash. Ooh, when we're on the public affair, like it's just right here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that way when I.
And I'm
Yeah.
glad you even mentioned it because I was
Okay.
definitely I was going to tell you to come by. I got
You know what? I'm going to.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to talk about the teeth whitening just a little bit later. But so you have a child when you're 15. What was life growing up for you in South Waco? I mean, you know, I've had lots of people on the show from South Waco, and some said that their experiences were different, where they dealt with a lot of adversities, or it was a very positive experience. What was life like for you growing up on that side of town? I'm from New York, so I really don't know. So. You know.
Yeah, so I honestly, okay, just to stay on that, I wish I was born and raised in New York. I don't know why.
Really?
I'm so intrigued with that fast life.
It's all right.
You know,
I mean, I'm from Long Island, so we have the beach everywhere, and I just really have the beach, darling. Yes, yeah. I'm a beach whore. I just want to lay on the beach and eat sushi all day. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's awesome.
So I definitely, for me, the childhood was amazing.
Oh, good.
Yes, I grew up with both my parents,
Yeah.
and I was very spoiled. I'm like the consentida in the family.
Oh, really?
I was very spoiled. It was
Yeah.
really awesome, but they were strict.
Okay.
You know, it's a Mexican family, so
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
strict. But other than that, it was really good. I enjoyed
Okay.
it, you know.
Were you an only child, or?
No,
Okay.
I have an older brother.
You have an older
Yes,
brother.
but I'm the only girl, so I was the only girl raised around a group of boys.
Oh, really? So do you think that means your hard ass would be fighting bitches, or? No.
I'm a girl.
No, whatever. Yeah, I mean, you know, okay, so, you know, I didn't know that you were a teen mom, so do you mind if we dive into that just a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, because I always think that's like really awesome. You know, TV and media really glorified that. You know what I mean? Especially for our generation, because they had a whole TV show behind it. How do you feel about, I mean, you wouldn't encourage a teenager to get pregnant, would you? Or is it just something that just kind of happens and you can, like, life is what you make it? Or like, what can you talk about in your experiences being a teen mom?
Yeah, so for me, I guess I wouldn't encourage it. I would encourage, you know, living your teenage years, your youth years,
Right.
your young adolescent years.
Yeah.
The best free, less, you know, I wouldn't say non-responsible way,
Yeah.
but just not having to worry about another human being at that point.
For
you know?
sure, yeah.
But I mean, for me, it was easier to say than done, just
Okay.
because I did have a lot of support. My mother
Oh,
helped
good.
me a lot.
Yeah.
His dad and his family helped me a lot, so
Yeah.
it wasn't as hard. But I mean, I still definitely took a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
Making sure I did what I had to do.
Okay, got you.
I didn't play around with it. I took it very serious.
Right.
And I mean, literally the same year he was born, I had my first job. I'm
Right.
15 years old, and I'm
Yeah.
over there working.
What was your first job at? Was Bush's Chicken?
No,
Okay.
that was actually my second one.
I mean, don't you feel like everybody's worked at Bush's Chicken?
Yes,
Can I just say this? People that work at Bush's Chicken, specifically the one in Hewitt, because that's where I live, they just be acting like, girl, give me my number 2, all right? Like, you relax. You know, like, they're very, I don't know, that's just me. I mean, I love Bush's Chicken, don't get me wrong, but yeah. Yeah, what was your first
Well, I mean,
job?
that's the one in Hewitt. That's why you gotta go to the one in South Waco or something. Okay?
Should I-
But then you come on and open up because I'm trying to drop so far and stuff. But
Okay,
it's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's good.
But it was good, dude.
That's
Like,
Monday, Tuesday, dog.
man, no, wait till Tuesday.
Okay, no, what was your first job?
The first job was Mr. Snow.
What is that? Is that the snow cone place?
Yes, it's Snow Cone.
I didn't know about that place.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I knew Mr. Snow.
Yes.
Well, girl, I bet it was hot in the summertime.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay, the snow cones kept it cold.
But you have to do what you have to do as a mother at 15 years old. And I think that's really great that you have the support of your family, too. I mean, I think a lot of girls don't have the, I don't want to say the fortune, they have the misfortune of not having support from their family. A lot of people kind of get casted away when they become teen parents, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, good for you, Abby. I mean, obviously, you're a boss now. I almost said boss bitch. I just don't want to disrespect you because we don't know
It's
each
okay,
other.
I call people bitches all the time.
Oh, cool. So we can call each other bitches during the show. That'd be awesome. No, yeah. Okay, so I always say that's a term of endearment because I feel like I'm allowed to say that word because I'm gay. You know what I mean? Just like I'm allowed to say fag because I'm gay. You know, I hate being called a fag unless we're effing. Like, sorry. I do. I tell that to everybody. I'm like, I don't want you calling me a fag unless we're like in the bedroom. Like, it's like yeah, fag. You're like yeah, I do. Yeah, so anyway, okay. What really intrigued me to you was that because my barber, Sid the Barber,
Yeah.
I was getting my haircut one day and he was just kind of like, you know, we were talking about the guests that I've had on the show because I'm very open with him about who I invite on the show and stuff like that. Me and him have been supporting each other since the very beginning.
That's
like
awesome.
even before he opened his shop. And he was like, hey, you want another queen on the show? And I was like, who you got for me? And he said, there's this chick named Barber Abby. I was like, is her name Barbara? And he said, no, Barber Abby. She's a barber, it's, girl, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Looked you up on Facebook. I immediately fell in love. Because I was like, again, there's not a lot of women who become barbers. They usually become hairstylists, whatever the case, and then that's it. What would you say the process for you becoming a barber was like, and was there any intimidation factors or anything like that? And what inspired you to do that?
So what inspired me was my son. He was 2 years old. I took him to the barber. Shout out to Christian at King's.
At King's?
Yeah.
Can you tell Christian to come on the public fair, please?
Christian is not. He's shy.
I've had so many people. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I love this. And this is the one girl. So many people have told me to get Christian from King's Barbershop, even including my barber.
Yes.
Okay? And then there's another guy who works over there. I'm not going to give it away. But I've been inviting him to, and I think they're kind of like, I don't know, you know what I mean? So you just need to kind of convince him that I don't bite. I think that's what it normally is, but he's very sweet. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was Christian over at King's. He was cutting the backyard of his back of his house.
Yeah.
And man, Angel was crying his little ass off.
Oh, really?
I'm like, what the hell, damn. But then I thought I was like, well, maybe if it was a female, we got that motherly touch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was like, that's what inspired me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and so that's just really where it was from. And 7 years later, I finally went to barber school.
Right. So he was hysterical with Christian, maybe because not that he was a stranger, but it's like, this is not my mother. You know what I mean? So that's simply just for wanting to make your son feel more comfortable. I guess that's even more,
Yeah, because I was like, it is a different feel when it's a woman, And so I was like, well, maybe if it was a woman that, was cutting his hair, he'll feel more like calm.
Okay.
Because maybe Christian was being rough with him. I don't know. I'm just
not shy Christian. No, he's not. Yeah, you know what I mean? No. And so did he have Kings at the time, or?
No. We were in high school at the time.
Oh, really? You had 15.
So I was like 17. My son was 2 years old.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, Christian's been cutting that long.
Okay, so what was it like? I mean, was your son like your first client?
No, it was very exciting. Yes, he was my very first client.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I went all in. I didn't care.
Did you really? So were you doing like women's hair beforehand, or you just was like, I'm jumping straight to barber?
No, well in middle school I did. I used to braid hair, and I even tried cutting one of my best friend's hair.
I like her.
Yeah, I fucked her up.
Oh, shit.
It was like a whole staircase.
Really? You said a whole staircase?
Yes,
what does that even mean? I'm scared.
It's just a lot of lines.
Are you? Y'all just in middle school. I bet you thought you were really doing something too. You just.
I already did. And I'll come through it too. I was like, girl, that looks so.
Yeah, you gotta post a picture of that, please. I hope you have a picture in your phone.
No, I'll have to find it.
No, we have to find it. Yeah, could you imagine? We'll post that as promo. I think that'd be awesome. No, okay, so you ended up graduating high school.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your dream? I guess it wasn't always to be a barber, because you said that your son inspired you to do so. What did you want to do beforehand? I mean, like what caused you to deteriorate from that?
I mean, I always just like helping people. And so my thing was, I've always wanted to be a nurse. I just wanted to be a nurse. I was at CNA. I did my CNA classes in high school.
Sure.
So I just wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah.
But, dude, I went to school for a little bit. I was in phlebotomy. I drew blood.
Okay.
And just being around the nurses, I was like, maybe not that.
Yeah, okay. What was it about it though? Because I think a lot of people want to be nurses until they work in the medical field. Like,
to be honest with you, I don't like bullies. And so, when I did some clinicals at a hospital that I will not mention.
We're not going to mention it? Anyway.
So when I went over there, like the nurses, they just didn't seem like they were very genuine about helping the people. And that made me so upset. And I'm like, I can't be here because I know I'm going to try to defend, not try, but I will defend the patients. So I was like, let me just remove myself from this situation.
Okay.
So I was like, well, what can I do to help people and still, do what I love to do?
Right.
And it took quite a while, to be honest, for me to figure out it was barbering.
Really?
It took a long 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Would you say that that maybe you had a hard time building clientele because you were a woman in the game?
Well, no. So when it comes to like barbering, so the reason that it took me a while to finally decide about barbering was because I was working and I just wasn't ever content. Like I'll literally have a job for maybe a year.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, no, this isn't it. And then finally I was like, okay, you know what? I want to be my own boss. I want to make my own hours. Yeah. And I was like, I love hair, but I don't want to deal with women because I can barely stand myself. I love women. I told women we are beautiful. We're unique.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I just couldn't be around.
Women are catty. Let's just be honest. Women are catty, aren't they? For the most, especially to each other. Like I've had a job where I've worked with all women and they're all catty. And then I've had a job where I've worked with all men and they're just testosterone driven. They're almost the same to a fault. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what I'm saying.
So I was like, you know what? I'd rather do a 30-minute cut, get him in and out, than versus being with a woman for 2 hours.
Okay, got you.
That's a lot for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do barbering. And so that's just what it was.
Okay.
And it's been great. And,
right.
But it was just a combination of being able to help somebody, so cut their hair, make them look good.
Yeah.
And then, having my own hours. But as far as like building my clientele, I had to be realistic because I am a female. During barber school, literally people will go in there, which I went to school in Killeen. It's called OG's Hair and Design.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Lane.
Hey, Mr. Lane.
Yes.
Is he hot?
Hey, some may say.
I like him older.
He is a handsome guy.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I went over there and I just being around there, I noticed there was guys that would be like, no, I don't want a female cutting my hair.
Really?
And I remember it would like really upset me, but not to the point where I wouldn't like cry or anything, but I would laugh about it and I'd be like, okay, well go get your haircut by somebody else, they're gonna fuck you up anyways.
Yeah, but like don't they understand that you guys are in school to learn? Like you know what I mean? Like the majority, I've met Sid when he went to barber school. Mm-hmm. There was one here in Waco, Interstate 35 or something. Yeah, okay. So I met him when he was there because my friend Zay was cutting hair at the time there too. And I remember the teacher would always yell at them, like the kids and stuff, because they would complain about their haircuts. And they're like, listen, you guys have to remember, these are students cutting your hair. They're here to learn. That's why you pay $4 for a haircut. You know what I mean? So if they fuck it up, they fuck it up. You took your chance coming here. You know what I mean? But then there were some people, like I always recognized Sid. I had Joe Cuts on this show. He was another one that I always looked at. And then of course my friend Zay, Zay Cabral, who was cutting hair at the time, and they were always like really good and fast, and you know what I mean, and always making everybody look really cute. And I think a lot of people don't really realize that does help people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I had somebody who wasn't a barber cut my hair for a long time. I was like, eh. And then I finally got a barber. I was like, you can't tell me shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Except Sid loves playing with my hair, so I'm always doing different things. I miss my comb over.
Hey, you know what? Talking about Joe.
Okay.
So before I went to barber school, this was like still me trying to like decide if I'm gonna go to barber school.
Yeah.
I had actually used to go shadow Joe.
Oh, really?
He used to cut hair inside of the house. I think it was his aunt's house.
Yeah.
And I used to go and shadow him. I used to literally just go over there with my little notebook and just watch him cut hair and stuff because I mean that's the only way you're gonna learn.
Right.
And like honestly in barber school, we learn more techniques and we get to practice on people and stuff. And so, but yeah, I do remember I used to go shadow Joe.
Okay, cool.
A while back.
That's good. That's awesome. Would you say that you have a really good relationship with most of the barbers here in town, or?
I mean, yeah, because I don't beef with anybody.
No, I mean, yeah, you seem like a pretty straightforward girl. Like, even on social media, I notice that you don't post a lot and stuff like that. Or it's usually just sharing like a funny meme or something, or your cuts, or your work. And so, how does Abby stay above the fray when it comes to competition? And it's like there's all these barbers in town, and especially you being a female. Do you think that it comes down harder on you because you're a female barber?
No.
Not at all?
No. I like to do things that nobody really does. So I just pretty much stay in my own lane. I only worry about myself, what I can do to better myself.
Got you.
And so I really don't.
So
there's a lot of badass people. There's people that are better than me. And so if anything, that's just more like an inspiration. But I wouldn't say like, no, I don't have no competition. I don't feel anything like that.
Yeah, I got you. I think that's really awesome too, especially to see like a woman do like things that's mainly male driven. You know what I mean? Because it really just breaks that barrier where people think that this is only for dudes or this is only for girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like personally, I'm not gonna wear like fucking high heels on a dress. That's just me. Though. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna that. You know what I mean? But anyway, so would you say that there were any like hardships or adversities while you were in the process of becoming a barber, or?
I mean, just because I am a female, like I believed in myself, but I have to now prove everybody else.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
So yes, of course, I have to, level up.
So how long did it take when you were in the school though for a client or like a customer to be like, I'll give her a chance? You know?
Well, I know a lot of people did give me a chance just because I was a female, so they were like, just have her cut my hair. She's cute or this and that. So people gave me opportunities and chances. And so it wasn't really hard. I think it was at the barbershop. Okay. And I'm a hustler, so I mean. Me, whenever the guys would come in, if I knew that they were coming in as a walk-in, I asked me, you walking in, they'd be like, come on with it. And some of them would be hesitate, and I just have to accept the fact, it is what it is. I can't cry about it and do nothing else, so I'll just let it go.
Right.
I'll wait for the next one to come in.
I got you.
So
that's pretty crazy though. Yeah. Hey, can you explain to me what scalp micropigmentation is? I I had to look at my notes for that one because I was looking at your stuff earlier in the week and I was like, oh, what is that? Because I'm thinning, girl. Okay, like I hate it. And so why don't you explain to us like what that is? And is that something that you specialize in or?
Yeah, so it's a new service that I'm offering. It's a scalp tattoo, so it replicates the hair follicle. So there's some people who will like have like thinning areas, or maybe they want their edge line a little bit more like crispier. Okay. So then the barbers will spray like microfibers on it.
Yeah.
So have you seen that?
I think I've seen my barber do it. It's like black, like spray paint kind of. Okay, yeah.
And so it's pretty much similar to that, but permanent.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, and so it gives you a fuller look.
Take notes.
Yeah. It gives you a fuller look, and so it's good for people who have alopecia, hair thinning, or balding, or scars on their forehead. So it helps camouflage that, so it gives you more of a complete fuller look. Okay,
now is that something that you have to be like certified in, or does any barber be able to do it, or is it just like a tool that they created, or how does that work?
So you most definitely want to be certified. And, you know, when I say you want to be certified, you want to go get trained by the proper person.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a tattoo, and so it does come. You do have to get licensed for that also.
Okay.
And so with it being, it is a non-invasive, but it's still it's permanent. So you got to take it very serious. But yeah, any barber can actually do it. They just have to go do the training.
I'm gonna talk to my barber Sid. Can we talk about that, Sid? I'm gonna tell him next time when I get my haircut on Thursday. I'm gonna go, hey, she talked to me about my hair something. And yeah, because I'm thinning and I hate it. I really can't stand it. Like it's driving me crazy. I'm only 30 years old and my hair is thinning. Like I don't know what happened.
You gotta come see me, dude. I know. I believe I'm one of the first Central Texas SMP artists.
Oh, okay.
There's people in Dallas and in Austin. But I don't know about Central Texas. I believe I'm the only one so far.
Okay.
Yes. I'm telling you, I like to do things that are not being done.
No, I think
constantly have to break barriers.
Yeah, I think that's really great too, and that's part of the reason why I invited you on the show is because I love when somebody just takes chances on themselves, and you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So I mean, good for you. And so where can we find you? Or for anybody who's looking for a new barber, where can they find you at?
Well, I mean, they can call me. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, Barber Abby. But I mean, my cell phone number is plastered everywhere.
Really?
I mean, if you can't call me about no business, I'm just gonna open it.
Oh, I got you. Okay, because you did ignore my phone call in the very beginning. I was like, you know what I mean? And then we got to talk, and I had a really good conversation with you that night.
Yeah, you heard it. You was trying to get me off the phone. We were talking a little bit too much.
No, you know what, girl? It's not that I was trying to catch you up. I was talking to you, but I was also trying to rebook a guest, and then this guest canceled. It was a whole hot mess.
No, we was on the phone for quite.
We were, but you know what? And then I didn't even realize that we were like following each other already on social media because there's so many people that I request me. You know what I mean? Just for like networking purposes. And so when my barber Sid told me about you, I was like, ooh, I'm ready to step in. And then you said that you had seen like clips of the show and stuff like that. And I'm really happy to know that did you get to watch some of the episodes or?
I did.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
The ones that I sent you? Or
yeah. I did actually see a little bit of Mary Jane.
Oh, okay.
And Lindsay, a little bit of that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just here and there.
And you and Mary Jane are actually friends, aren't you?
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw you guys at a party. I didn't see you at the party, but I saw a picture of you guys at this party over the weekend. And so it was you, Mary Jane, please forgive me, I don't remember the other girl's name. I don't know if it was her party. Talissa, okay, who's very hot.
And Precious.
Yeah, okay, so it's so cute when I saw that picture, because now I have you on the Public Affair, episode 41. I had Mary Jane on the show, and I had Precious's husband, Noni, on the show.
Oh, yeah?
I think he was like episode 9, girl, I was 50 pounds heavier. You know what I mean? And he was another one who I didn't know, and I invited him on because a lot of people were telling me, oh, this would be cool. And his episode, hey, Noni, what's up, man? And so I always thought Precious. I just saw a bunch of queens in the picture. You know what I mean? So I thought, oh, that's cool. So
that was a very powerful picture.
Yeah, it really was. I'm just missing Talisa on the show. That way it could be complete.
She'll have your ass rolling.
Really? Okay. So I'm really, again, thank you again for sharing that insight. So I kind of want to take a turn here.
Okay.
We spoke about something on the phone, and in the beginning you were very hesitant to talk about it, but I said just sleep on it. I'm not going to force you to talk about anything you don't want to. And right before we started recording, I said, hey, are we sure? And she said, yeah, let's go, because I know how I'm going to handle this. Bet. Like most young women, they go through like a lot of trials and tribulations, growing up with men and stuff like that. Can you talk to us a little bit about what we talked about on the phone? And how you were able to overcome that. Can I just throw it out there? Okay. Yeah. So, we might have to take another sip. Okay. Yes. And thank you again for being brave to share this.
Yes.
When we were on the phone, Abby had mentioned that as a young mother, or whatever the case was, that she was involved in a somewhat abusive relationship. Can you talk to us a little bit about like what that was like for you and maybe overcoming that situation? And you don't have to name, I'm not going to make you name who it was or how they were affiliated with you. But I think when we talk about it over the phone, there's just a lot of young women that go through stuff like that can't find like themselves afterwards. Do you know what I mean? So first of all, thank you so much for agreeing to talk about it. And can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so I was in an abusive relationship for some time, and I did lose myself.
Okay.
I lost in the pudding, and I was like, damn.
Was it chocolate, vanilla, or caramel pudding?
Ooh, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was a very rough time.
Okay.
There was a lot of transitions going on, but I did have to realize, you know what, like they say, first time shame on you, first time shame on them, time
shame on me, or something like that. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
And so I did realize that, you know, it took some time for me to realize, you know what, I was voluntarily in an abusive relationship just because I never put my foot down, just because I never separated myself from that situation.
Right.
And I do feel like it's really important for anybody who's in an abusive relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a physical, verbal, mental abusive relationship. You know, you have to realize that you're no longer a victim once it happens to you more than one time.
Yeah, for sure. Now, in your situation, was it a physical, verbal, mental? Was it all of the above?
A little bit of it was a whole cocktail.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was a little of everything.
It's not funny. Yeah.
It's not funny, but I mean, it was. You know,
Right.
it was a little bit of everything, and so I mean, I grew from it. Though, you know, the rose came out the concrete, and you know, and I learned from it, and I moved past it. I forgave that person.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but I had the only reason that I was able to forgive that person is because I have to realize my part in that, and my part was allowing that person to do it more than once, more than 2 times, and you know. And
Now, when you say allowing that person and you taking responsibility, it's not like you were saying, yeah, you can go ahead and take your frustrations out on me. But when you say that, do you mean because like you stood in the situation and it was your job to kind of get out? Do you feel like young women, and it happens to men too, do you feel like in your case, like mentally maybe you were like, no, there's a purpose here, I have to stay here, I can help this person, or what was that like for you?
Yeah, it's like, you know, you feel like you had a purpose, or you have to help them out, or you probably didn't feel, like I didn't feel like I was valued, like I didn't feel, like I kind of felt like, well shit, I guess it's true, nobody else is gonna want me, you know, or like pulling out my flaws and making me feel like nobody else is gonna accept them.
Yeah.
So, you know, you do get to that point where you start believing that person. But thank God that I was able to find God again, and I was able to realize like, no, you know what, I'm a bad bitch. Like, why am I like feeling like this? You know, and we're all our own bad bitches, or we're our own. Like,
I'm a bad bitch too.
Yeah, you know, or like for the man, like you are a real man.
You're
like you just have to be able to accept, and you have to love yourself, and you have to remember like who you are. Like, don't let the next person tell you who you are, because that person didn't make you, God did. So it's like, you know, you have to just realize who you are, and you have to value yourself and find yourself.
So how long were you involved in the abuse before you found yourself and said, hey, this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing? Do you know what I mean?
Gosh, a lot of moons.
Really?
Yes, it was a lot. It was for a long time.
Okay, got you. And was this when you were a lot younger, or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So probably, you know, again, you're a 15-year-old mother. Well, not to say that's when it happened, but you know, when you were younger, you know, you're in a different mindset. You know, I've seen a lot of people go through abuse as well, whether it be physical, mental, verbal, whatever. And it can happen to any. It doesn't necessarily even have to be like from relationships. It could be like from friendships or just people in general. You know, being shitty. Do you think that the person that was abusing you was battling with their own demons?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. Because, you know, when you point your finger at somebody, you're really like mirroring who you are to that person. Yeah. You know, if I'm gonna always try to see the good in people because I want to believe I'm good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you always have something to complain about or something to nag about, that's really how you feel about yourself. Yeah. Okay. You know, and so I do feel like that person was having to deal with their own, you know, demons and their own battles. Okay. And I was just there as trying to help them out. I feel like I was helping out, but I really was maybe making things worse.
Like enabling it?
Yeah, you know, and so that's the reason why we have to realize where we play our part in a person's relationship, because it's like you're probably the enabler. Yeah, yeah. And so that's why you have to remove yourself. It has nothing to do with that person, it has to do with yourself. Got you. Now, and do you feel, and we probably spoke on this already, but do you feel like you were enabling that person, and in what way, how? Because like, you can't, like, maybe there was more to than just being, oh, well, I'm enabling him because I'm staying. Do you know what I mean? Or was that basically the case? Well, I think when you get to that point where somebody hurts you, you're most likely thinking about how can I fucking hurt that person too, because they hurt me. Oh, okay, gotcha. So then now, oh, you know what makes that person mad? Okay, well, like who pushes their buttons? Yeah. So now you treating me like shit. You talk to me like I ain't shit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and press every button that I can find to make you feel the same way. That's just me. Yeah, yeah. In that relationship, not no more. Okay. Not anymore. So try to scare away the dudes. That's what I promise. Yeah, for sure. Okay. But it's just, you know, playing that tick for tack kind of thing. Yeah. That's the reason why they say you never, you know, well, what is it like? You never do wrong for wrong or something.
Okay.
You know, you just kind of like just gotta separate yourself. You know,
Right,
because at the
right.
end of the day, you can help nobody. You can try to be there at positive light, but if that person is just not accepting it, and if they're not willing to like they say, you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's the same thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you might want to be with that person. You can see yourself marrying that person, this and this and that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if that person doesn't want to help themselves, how the fuck can they help you?
I completely agree 100%. You know, I have to say that I am aware of some situations similar to that. And, you know, it's just, I think it's hard to, you know, maybe accept that there's nothing that you can do for that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you really want to be the person that's like a guiding light. And in most cases, just like you said, you can't help somebody that won't help themselves. How long did it take for you to forgive that person and say, you know what, like, we're going to separate, but I still have love for you or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, what was that process like for you?
I've always had love for that person no matter what.
Okay.
It was me loving myself. That was a problem, that I couldn't love myself. But I would say maybe like a year or two after we separated that I was able to kind of just forgive him and realize my part in it. But I've always had love for that person, and I still got mad love for that person.
That's good, yeah. So, but was the conversation like really nerve-wracking in the beginning? Like, you know what I mean? This is like, okay, we really have to talk about this. Like, we had to confront it. And were you scared to leave in the beginning?
Oh, yes. I was so scared to leave. Like, that was the love of my life.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and that's the reason why it was so hard for me to leave, because it's like, that's the love of my life. Like, that's just somebody so important to me.
Do you think that he learned from it as well? Or do you think it's okay? Yeah. Okay. Well, and I think the main thing that I took from when we talked on the phone and what we're taking from now is that I really feel like forgiveness really is important. Do you know what I mean? Yes. I feel like a lot of people live with a lot of hate in their heart because they don't come to terms with like their demons or their dark side or people that they've done wrong or whatever the case is. And so for you to say that you just built the strength to forgive that person and now you guys got a pretty good relationship, I think is fair to say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I mean, not that y'all are just like kicking it every day or anything, whatever the case is. But it's okay to forgive that person that was abusive to you.
Yes, but people have to realize it starts with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and I know it may seem a little like it may come off like selfish, but it really starts with you. You have to love yourself. You have to forgive yourself for allowing that person or allowing for that person to do what they do to you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that's what makes it easier for you to forget that person, because nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And even that person, like, he's not perfect or anything, but at the end of the day, like, I allowed myself to intervene with what he had going on, his demons, his problems, you know what I'm saying? And so, but that's for me. You know?
Yeah, and then as hard as it is for you to accept, you couldn't help that person battle their demons and stuff like that. And so at some point you just said, hey, I gotta let go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we're done here, move on, find yourself, I'll find myself. And that's what you did, essentially. You became a boss bitch. You know what I mean? And I just think I have to applaud you heavily because I said we wouldn't harp on this because I know it was like hard for you to talk about. So again, thank you for sharing with us. But I just think it's so positive and awesome that you forgave that person, that you found it in your heart to be like, you know what? Life's got to move on. This person's an important part of my life. There always will be. And, we can move on from this. You know what I mean? Like, and do you think that some people are unfairly like lynched as an abuser their whole life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you think it really is important for people that you have to forgive your abuser because, as long as they come to terms with themselves and stuff like that? Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. Like,
right.
I mean, that's just, and people talk about it right now when it comes to it, because I'm very metaphorical.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, McDonald's can fuck up your menu, your order, and you're still going to go back.
Right.
You might fucking get a stomach virus from this restaurant, and then you're gonna go back.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like if you get over that and you keep going back,
right.
Why would you not forgive this person? Like what? But that's the reason why you have to go back to yourself. Like this is me forgiving them. That's not accepting it. That's not saying that was right. Okay. That's not it. It's just the fact that you forgive yourself. I move past it. I learned from that.
Right.
I'm not going to allow that to happen again.
Okay.
Because it can be the next person that does that to you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, for sure. So, what do you say to the young woman watching this podcast right now that's maybe going through something similar, that's going through some abuse or anything like that? What do you say to that person?
I mean, I would just say you have to just kind of take some time for yourself and know what you want, and view all the pretty things about yourself, the inside and out, and just tune into that. And whatever it is that you're proud of who you are, you have to just channel that and just keep going, because I mean, we all have our flaws. Right. We're ugly to somebody, and that's fine. You're not supposed to be for everybody. You're not supposed to be everybody's cup of tea. As long as you're happy with who you are.
That's hard to accept, I mean.
You have to.
And you're right. I wish I was everybody's cup of tea, but some people just really can't stand me.
Some people don't even like tea, you know? I prefer some coffee before tea, but you know, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's
and,
okay.
You know, and you just have to find the right person. And like I tell some of my single clients, and you know, I have to take things for myself. Is like I tell them, you know, do whatever makes you happy. If you like to go bowling, go fucking bowl your ass off.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll find somebody that she's been here bowling the last 5 times, and she's always by herself. Well, maybe that's your person because y'all have the same interests or something, you know. But you have to do whatever makes you happy, you know. And I just think that's important.
Yeah, and it's not an easy road to take either. Like forgiveness, especially, is not an easy. Like I've been through some shit where I'm still trying to forgive the person, you know, that was involved with some bullshit years ago. You know what I mean? Like I struggle with that to this day.
I bet that person moved on with their life though.
They probably did. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but you know, and you know, we all did. At the end of the day, like we all did, and you know, a lot of other people were not involved but knew what was going on. And I've talked about it on the show, so I'm not going to harp on this. But I think to reflect off of what you said, it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to find forgiveness, and we all have our own times. You know what I mean? But I think it's important. I think it's the most important part of moving on is forgiveness. So I really appreciate you sharing that with us. I mean, I know that was hard. I was a little scared. I really wanted you to. You know what I mean? I thought it was really going to resonate. Like, I don't have a lot of women on the show. Yeah. So, you know, I was really going to resonate with that woman that was going through that. So I think you're brave. I think you're beautiful. I think you're a boss bitch. I love you. This wine is delicious. This Cheeto's great. Let's move on. Cheers to that. Cheers to moving on. Okay. So, you know, I want to talk about some of your other endeavors. So we mentioned that you do teeth whitening as well. So why don't you talk, first of all, how did my teeth look?
They could look better.
Why are you doing that? Excuse me, did she just read me on my own show? Abby, did you just read me on my own show? Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Okay, so teeth whitening, other endeavors. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about what that's all about and stuff?
So,
she just dragged my ass for Phil on my own podcast, you guys. Sicker. Bitches ain't shit.
I'm sorry, I know.
Hey, didn't we just talk about forgiveness? Okay.
You forgive me?
Yes. And I know that my teeth are great.
Yes, they are. I'll make them better.
Okay, go ahead.
So teeth whitening. So I first found out about the teeth whitening back 3 years ago in Colorado. I went to Colorado for 420. I sure did.
For 420?
Yeah.
That's my niece's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Maya.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah.
So I went over there. I went over there for 420, and I was walking in the mall, and I seen they were doing teeth whitening. And I'm like, what the hell? I was like, they do teeth whitening.
Were you high?
I probably was.
Okay.
Oh, I had to be.
You
I
had
was
to
high literally an hour after I landed.
Oh, wow.
Like, where's the nearest?
And do they sell it there? Like,
yeah.
Just like regular?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So you can pull up on them and everything.
So you just over there like, oh, teeth whitening. What's that? You know what I mean? Yeah.
They need to be white.
Look at that hot ass dude. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, and so so I seen they were doing teeth whitening in the middle of the mall. So when I came back to work, I'm at King's, and I'm like, dang, I want to do teeth whitening here, but there's no room there. You never open
Oh, I've been to King's, yeah.
Yeah, and so when I finally moved out of King's, I had my own suite.
Yeah.
It wasn't big, but I was like, you know what, I could put a wall here.
Okay.
So I initially had put a wall in my room.
Yeah.
So I could do the S&P in the back and cut in the front.
Yeah.
And so the S&P just wasn't, I honestly didn't have any confidence in it.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take my time with this, but I need to make some money with that back room. So I'm like, what can I do? And that's when I thought about the teeth whitening.
Okay.
I'm like, that would be the perfect thing. I do the teeth whitening in the back and cut here in the front. And so that's really just where it all started from 2 years ago. Yeah.
So do you get a lot of customers that say, okay, girl, fade me up, and then after this, my teeth gotta be pretty?
I didn't have, it wasn't a lot, but it was little by little. Yeah, it was building up little by little. Yeah.
Okay, so is that like a package thing though, or do you charge separate, or how does that work?
It is separate now.
And what is the process of whitening this? Like, what do you use, or like?
So it's the 3 easy steps. So we have a plant mineral-based whitening gel. So it does come straight from Colorado.
Oh.
And,
is there weed in it?
Maybe.
Am I going to fail my drug test that working if I
Okay. Just kidding. It doesn't have any THC in it, but it is plant mineral-based, and that's what I love about it. So before I started whitening, my teeth were actually really sensitive.
Really?
So when I had actually got my teeth whitened with that whitening gel, I noticed my teeth were stronger because I was able to bite down into some cold frozen pops.
I thought you said Coke. I was like, oh my God, Abby. we're going too hard for me.
came on.
I thought that's what you said. I was like, oh, jeez.
I was saying cold paleta, but I was like, let me just say popsicle, frozen popsicle.
There you go.
Yes. And so, but yeah, it makes your teeth stronger. But it is a three-step process.
Okay.
You get your gel on your teeth, the LED light put over it, and then you relax. You rinse it out at the end. It's only an hour long.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just sit there for 30 minutes, or like how does it work? Because you said it's an hour, so it's an hour to apply the gel and then an hour on the LED.
So it's 3 sessions, so they're 20 minutes long.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So after each 20 minutes, you'll rinse out and then restart the process.
Huh.
So you'll be there for an hour.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll walk out with instant white teeth.
I'm gonna have to try it though. But can we listen to India Ari and Frankie J?
Whatever you want to listen to.
Frankie J, I love Frankie J.
You like Frankie J?
He's my favorite singer. What do you mean you haven't heard from him?
Frankie J?
Frankie J, you know that song? I'm on. No? With Baby Bash?
Oh, yeah, okay. I only know that one song.
I know, like if you're not a true die-hard fan, you only know that one song.
Oh, okay.
I know all his songs, okay? I'm trying to get him on the public affair too. I mean, he thinks I want to sleep with him. I really don't. Like, he's just my favorite singer.
He's the best.
Yeah, come on,
Where's he from anyway?
California.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I reached out to him. I talked about this on either another podcast or on my show, but I reached out to his booking agent because they do shows like in Dallas and stuff. I was like, hey, I will pay like for an extra day. I'll buy a hotel, flight, car, everything. If he comes to Waco, shoot me the podcast, hour and a half tops. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That would be the highest honor. I would literally do anything. He's like, nah, he's not going to want to do that. He's not going to want to do that.
I know, he needs to ask him.
Well, yeah, he needs to ask him. Well, I've been sliding in Frankie J's DMs. I have. Sure have. And he said he would do it. I just don't know when. But I'm a huge Frankie J fan. Like,
what's going to happen this year? I know.
I'm going to manifest, I hope. Because, listen, I love all my guests on the public affair, but if I get Frankie fucking J on the public affair, I can die.
Hey, don't forget about those little people.
Of course not. No, I appreciate it. I was going to say, I appreciate you all. And I know a lot of people are like, really Frankie J, but that's my favorite singer in the world. Like, when I saw him in concert in Austin for the first time, and I was drunk, and I said I wouldn't get drunk, but I got fucking drunk, I got trashed. I was crying. You know people I never understood why people cry when they see celebrities. Then there goes Frankie J in a sparkling fucking black jacket and white pants, and I was like, oh my god, and I'm the only fucking dude out there. When a fucking sign, there's like 100 people there, and the girls were like, what the fuck? I will say, there were some people that were like riding for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they were like, oh yeah, he's a diet, oh, that's cool. And then the other bitches were like, what the fuck? And I was like, fuck you.
Okay.
Paying ass bitches.
If you don't put me up, just stay over there.
Okay, damn. No, I had my little clique. Like, it was cute. You know what I mean? But I made like a little group in the corner. He was fucking awesome. I love Frankie J. Okay, I really want to talk to you. I want to dive into this a little bit. There's a lot of people that I've had on the show that have maybe come to mention that maybe they don't feel a lot of support from the city of Waco. This show is mainly Waco-driven based, like that's where the majority of my audience are from, obviously. Eventually, I'd love to expand. But a lot of people that I've had on the show say that they don't feel the love and support from their own city. How do you feel about that? And do you feel like the other queens in the city ride with you as well? In the city ride with you as well?
Well, I have enough support from the people that I wanted. Because honestly, I don't do it for nobody. I just do it for me and my family.
Yeah.
So as long as my family got my bag and they're riding for me.
Okay.
But man, I gotta shout out to everybody. From people that I went to school with, people who I grew up around, their parents, their family members, all of them. I've had a lot of support.
Oh, that's good.
It has been beautiful for me.
Yeah.
I can't speak for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't look for it.
Yeah.
And when I get it, it just feels so beautiful.
Yeah.
So
any haters or not?
Not that I know of. Shut their face.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get read for filth on my show all the time. But I have 3 people somebody actually messaged me the other day. I fucking shit my pants, Abby. I'm not even kidding you. I think it was for a few episodes ago. I was mentioning a story, and they fucking messaged me. I just deleted it. I didn't even read it. I'm not confrontational at all, Abby. I really am. I don't fight. No, I don't. I really don't. Everybody thinks that I do, and I don't. I just say the truth about my experiences with certain situations, and then that other party doesn't like it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not making up a story. This was my experience with you. This is how I felt my experience with you went, and this is my generalization of you as a person to me. Mm-hmm. It's my truth. Why are you upset about it? Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't be upset if it wasn't true. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I can't confront that. I saw the message and I saw the thread, and I was like,
don't be a Wendy Williams.
Everybody knows. Robin the Realtor said that Wendy Williams and Howard Stern had a baby with me. That's what he said, episode 2, Roman the Realtor. No, but yeah, I did. I shit my pants. Because I've had some people reach out to me like, hey, why'd you say this? Or what'd you talk about that for? This and that. And I, like, this time, I really, like, I had diarrhea. I was in Fort Worth when I got the message. I was in traffic and I was like,
that was part of it.
Yeah, it is. But that's why I'm not going to fight with you either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do this whole fingers. Like, you can call me and we can talk about it. But I'm not going to have a fighting match with you either.
Okay.
That's just how I handle shit now.
Anybody has time for that?
No, I'm being for real. Like, like we can talk about it. Again, I was only sharing, and I've done it plenty of times on this show with several different scenarios. I only talk about my true experience about you. I didn't make anything up. This really happened. If you're upset,
and that's your perspective of it.
That's it. It really happened. I didn't just make up a story. This is what really happened. You know what I mean? And so when people, like, I've had people tell me that, oh, so-and-so saw this episode, they're going to fuck you up now. Or, oh, so-and-so messaged me personally. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? So I am not competent. I just don't handle it well. I don't know. Like, well, I did have one person who was dissatisfied with something on an episode that I had. They called me. I shit my pants. They called me, but we, you know what, we talked about it like two grown-ass men.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what I liked about it. Because he was upset about something that I said. I listened. I didn't like, oh, too fucking bad, this and that. I listened. I said, you have the right to your opinion. You have the right to how you feel. I'm going to listen to you. When you're done, I'll state my opinion. We met in the middle. Boom. Good. I liked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's important for you to do things like that as well?
Oh, yes.
Or have you had to be in situations like that?
I'm a one-on-one kind of person.
Okay. Like for fighting or like?
Anything. I do not care. I'm a one, and like I told you, I was raised around guys growing up. And so, you know, I would see how they would fight. And it was like, if somebody tried to jump in, no, get out. That's their beef. That's their beef. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's always been like that too. And so if I do have a problem with somebody, which I really don't, but if I feel like I have to say something's on my mind, or you know, the vibes are off or something, I'm gonna mention it, but I'm gonna mention it to you. And you know, and that's because I mean, you gotta respect each other, and that way that person doesn't feel offended, and it's like, oh shit, like you just put me out in front of everybody, so now they're gonna come up aggressive. And wouldn't
you agree to that? It's a hard thing to do, but I feel like it's necessary. Do you know what I mean? Like for us to really confront each other about issues. Like I don't like to hold things in. If I have a problem with you, I really want to be like, hey, let's talk about
air
this.
It out.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this right now. Oh, we're just not gonna talk. No, I want to talk to you about this. You know what I mean? Let's just get this shit over with. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
However, now I always say I will get my ass whooped too. I don't fight. I do not fight. That's why I get scared when people confront me too. Like,
I'm gonna need you to take some classes or some shit.
Girl, I'm gonna have to. Like, I'm gonna have to.
Don't be telling you don't fight none of that because motherfuckers gonna try to bully you. Then here come. Look, I did it ever so bad. You better leave the middle of the
I need security. So J.R. Roman's gonna be security. We can have you. Noni, he's a boxer. He can be security as well.
How much you paying?
Girl, how much you want? Listen, if somebody comes and tries to whoop my ass, especially a girl.
First of all, if you're wrong, I'm gonna let them beat your ass, okay?
I'm never wrong though. No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm being for real. I never. Listen, contrary to belief, because back in the day, I used to be that person that was like, oh, let's sip the tea. And I hate that I was that person. I'm not gonna lie. I hated that phase of my life. Now, I don't try to like start shit, but I've been through some real life shit. And I've dealt with some not real ass people, but people that have been shitty to me. Do you see what I'm saying? In the past, like past. Started a radio career, personal life, everything. When I talk about my experiences on this show or with anybody, it's the truth. That's just what happened.
Right.
So don't be mad at me. Like, to be glad I didn't name you.
Yeah.
You know, like, so just like when we talked about your situation, like, we didn't name the person, like, out of respect for them. You know what I mean? And I hope that person doesn't watch this and think that we were bashing them or anything. You know, like, I applaud that person for moving on and talking to you about that. I really do.
Yeah,
so I think
we mature about
perfect,
it.
Yeah. I think that's what lacks in our age group.
Yes, communication. Effective
communication. I do.
If it ain't no effective shit, I just say
I think that's what lacks.
And this is a lot of responsibility. People are not learning to be accountable for their actions, for their words, and being responsible. And that's really what we lack on. Yeah. And I say we because I can be like that too sometimes.
Okay, yeah, well, definitely, yeah. Same with me too. And I have to check. There's lots of times I check myself. Yeah, you better check yourself
before you wreck yourself.
Okay, girl. Although I'm not a red dog, I just want to say
that. I like how you have the pinky out because that's how you're supposed to drink.
That's just. What are you talking about? I'm a wino. I can't go to the wine food festival anymore. What do you mean? I got bans.
Oh shit! Yeah. You got one.
It was the blowjobs conversation. Anyway, my bad. I said I was sorry. But yeah, and then I also went home and like barely made it to the track can, threw up and passed out in the dining room. That was my last heavy night of drinking. Anyway, okay, that was like 2 years ago. Okay, so again, I really appreciate you coming on the show. I think did you have a good time?
I did have a good time.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you came on. It really means a lot that you got to check a little bit of the show out, get to really study me and like really just feel comfortable. We didn't know each other prior to this, so I'm really happy and grateful that you came. What's next for you? What can we expect from Abby?
Shit, I don't even know what's next for me. I just go with the flow, but I definitely like to grow. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot of changes coming up.
Okay.
Just because I don't like to be the same person I was last year. So
Right.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll have to stay tuned.
We have to stay tuned.
And do you want to give anybody a shout out?
I want to give everybody a shout out.
Well,
Shout out to all of Waco,
Yes.
you know, South Waco, you know.
Can I buy a house in South Waco?
No.
Don't. I told my realtor that I'd like to buy a house in South Waco.
Oh, can you? Yes, you should.
Okay.
I mean, can you? I don't know. Should you? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Most
Okay.
definitely.
That's what I mean.
I love South
'Cause
Waco.
I
I
did-
was lost
yeah.
in North Waco, so I like to stay to my
Yeah, I lived in North Waco for 5 months. I was like, no shade to anybody in North
No,
Waco.
not at all.
I didn't care for the HEB. But but no, I do like a lot of my sponsors live in South Waco, and I got to see their community. And my realtor that I'm talking to, I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this area, like by the highway. You know, so we'll see. So,
Yeah.
but other people are telling me like, don't do it. So what's your take? You're from there.
I mean, shit, I'll say do it.
Okay, and then somebody comes try to rob me, I can call you and you come beat them up.
No. My phone goes on DND at 10 o'clock.
Girl, yes, because I tried calling you this morning. Why was I on a voicemail? The first person ever to read me on my own show. Barber Abby, I love you for coming on. Thank you for coming on to the public. Of course, it was such an honor. I had a great time.
I love it.
Thank you guys so much for all your support and love for the public affair. Before we go, I definitely want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors. Of course, to Sid Rodriguez, who recommended Barber Abby. Sid,
Shout out
you
to
did it
Sid.
again. He did you. He told me to get Denise Baltazar. Him and his wife told me to get Denise Baltazar. You guys are great. I love you guys. Elite Barbershop is located on Hewitt Drive. You can download the Cut app or call the number on the screen to book. He also has Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, and Santos Cordova out there, making you look all cute and sexy. I love Elite Barbershop. Sid, congratulations to you for everything. The future is only looking brighter for him. He is such a freaking driven guy. I love Sid. Sid, shout out to you. Of course, the Soco Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez, located on Franklin Drive,
Shout out to
Southway.
them. I think I'll just go with them.
Oh yes, I love them. That's how I lost 46 pounds so far. Was that? Yes, darling. They're located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training. They also have open play on occasional Friday nights, and they specialize in soccer training and fitness training with Dominic Gutierrez, Isaac, and London Carrillo. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring the public affair. And to Fat Boy Michelada with Junior Banda, Fat Boy Michelada and Botana, excuse me, which if you haven't had it, you have to, girl.
I have mine.
Girl is the best. I'm telling you. I'm gonna send you. I told like the last 5 guests I'm gonna get them some. I'm being dead serious. I'm going to. He provides the best micheladas and botana plates for yourself or for a party. He's locally operated, so make sure you get the best and not the rest, darling. Thank you so much to Junior Banda for thank you so much to Junior Banda for Fat Boy Michelada and Botana. That was cute. I like that. Junior, thank you so much for sponsoring the public affair.
Of course, to my boy Joel Olvera, Public Affair alumni with Four Brothers Construction. He provides custom home designs and renovations and also focuses on plumbing, roofing, tree removal, electrical work, and so much more. Joe, thank you so much for being a part of the Public Affair and sponsoring. Make sure you guys call the number on the screen if you need any of that work done. Also, shout out to Inspire Roofing and Home Improvement with my boy Joel Olvera. He focuses on commercial and residential roofing, also 25-year and 30-year shingle roofs, and all exterior needs. So make sure you call the number on the screen for any of that work done. Joel Olvera, thank you for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair.
To everybody, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Public Affair. It's right here. I think the subscribe button's right there. I love you all so much. You guys, episode 41. I cannot believe we're almost to 50. I got some really good things that I'm brainstorming, so you guys, stay tuned, expect some things. Abby, thank you again so much for coming onto the show. To the community of Waco, thank you guys for supporting and riding with me as well. I love you all so much. And don't forget, darling, to always keep it between us.
To my hair, bitch, just take the bottle.
It's almost, this fucking wine is good. I typically like dry wine, but this, whatever, it ain't nothing. Abby, you're not going to leave me for filth on my show. Tell me my teeth are shitty and I don't like the right wine.
They're not shitty. I don't know how to lie either.
I love you. Wait, make that a blooper, please. Cheers. Wait, cheers one more time. Bring it, all right.
Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.